Welcome to News Insight. Now, over the weekend, a lot of here and there in the political scene, from El-Rufai and Sani to El-Rufai wooing other people to come to SDP and so many more. I think we should start.
What about Peter Obi?
Peter Obi saying that the reason there is a lot of insecurity is because of the poverty that is pervading the whole place.
And the budget presentation in Rivers State.
Well, that one now is like something as a cliff.
No,
that
but
one.
still
Yes, we'll still talk about it. And I think that they say there's never a smoke without fire.
Mm-hmm.
If the owl cries in the night, what happens? The child dies in the morning.
You are going to align them.
So Fubara said
in Africa, and now it's just a bird in the Western country.
Wike said, and we could have preempted him. He said, I won't stop the assembly for doing what they're supposed to do.
What are they supposed to do?
All of a sudden, now they brought out the letter for impeachment.
Let me tell you.
So let's start with that.
Yes, let me tell you.
Wike's comment.
Yes, that comment is very right. Wike cannot prevent the legislators from doing what they are supposed to do. The only question is, what are they supposed to do? If what they are supposed to do is Wike wants them to do, then it becomes wrong. Then if what they are supposed to do is what is most important to the people of Rivers State, legislative duties. Even though when you have 10 things to do, there's something we call scale of preference, we call priorities.
Yes.
What is the number one thing for the Rivers people? If you conduct a research, go around the entire Rivers State, ask them what is the most pressing need you have from your legislators today.
It will not be impeachment.
It will not be impeachment.
In fact, it won't even appear anywhere.
It will not be impeachment. So by the time you now have legislators going towards that, they are doing nonsense. So at the end of the day, you have talked about many things and other political things happening. El-Rufai moving.
We'll take them one by one.
Yeah, we're doing Rivers State.
We're doing Rivers State.
Let me come here.
Yeah.
You see, it's very interesting that we can make that comment and then we see this happening. If for me, I won't blame Wike. I will blame those who stood for election and were elected, who do not know what their legislative duty is. Because their legislative duty is to make good law for good governance of Rivers State. Is this one of those good laws they ought to have made for the good governance of Rivers State? The answer is no. What the one of the good laws is supposed to make for the good governance of Rivers State is to ensure a budget is presented there and is scrutinized and passed into law so that it can be executed to provide infrastructural and other things for the Rivers people. So we can say that, yes, like I said, we can say that he will not prevent it. Yes, he doesn't have the right. It is the onus is on the legislators
to do what is right.
What is right and what is their duty and not what somebody, removed them to do.
Let me tell you, behind schedules, these legislators have acted in a manner that made them look like robots. The time they decamped from PDP to APC, even though that eventually got voided by the Supreme Court. Why did they do that?
Because they were oppressed.
Somebody asked them to do it. So these legislators have the onus is on them to prove that they are not being remote controlled by any person.
That's exactly what I'm saying. They should do what they ought to have done.
That.
Now, prior to this time, the governor was, because they said they went on recess, the governor was trying to force them back so that he can represent.
No, the governor do not try to force. He appealed to them to yes. If you say force,
appeal to them to reconvene so they can present,
so that they can reconcile.
That means the governor was on the right path.
Yes, he didn't force them. He was appealing to them, and they are the one drawing the sword.
So why wouldn't they heed that one that to drum the...
You see, in a nation, when you refuse to punish people who should be punished,
yes,
this is what
you get.
Legislators went on air, announced that they are no longer in this party, and they've gone to another party. Okay? Now, if that's why we kept going back to the Supreme Court judgment that placed us here. If at the end of the day, they said, okay, they have left this party, but we have no evidence that they were in another party, they will not check the law, whether the law automatically says when you leave party or when you join another party. Because these are two different things. I'm elected under PDP, and I'm no longer a PDP member. Do I lose my seat at that time or until my name is found in another register? You see, these people place us in a quagmire, and when we talk, they say, oh, It's the law. It's not the law.
You see, I may come in here. See, the Supreme Court had not done anything wrong. We have said it on this table. The fact that you left a political party for another party does not make you to lose your seat.
No, but we talked about that. That's what I'm saying. So we have to answer that question. So
the question is, it's not the decision does not make anything happen. Like you said, if the decision of Supreme Court is for the purpose of peace, but if somebody is trying to use it the other way around, you don't have to blame the Supreme Court because the Supreme Court is
but at the end of the day, like they have always told us, I agree with you, Supreme Court is a court of peace at the end of the day. But at the end of the day, these people, had it been, they lost their seat and fresh elections were conducted,
they wouldn't have been on this platform.
They would have been on the platform of coming back rather than make use the peace to move rivers forward. Your first assignment is to be the budget you wrote that they should represent. You don't need it anymore. Your first is gross misconduct. Who formatted these people's? I don't get it. I don't really get it.
Well, our opinion and what we think is right is to move River State forward.
That's right.
And leave the
and if that happens, we won't be drawing back too much on this Supreme Court to the judgment or not.
But we've also already said that this is not good for River State and not also good for the country.
Of course.
Yes. And we have said
there be precedents.
Yeah, sure. And we've also said that the president should wade in and do something about it because it's not good for him as well. Okay, let's move to El-Rufai. Sani says El-Rufai is not worth his time. He says he's focused. He said, I brought peace to one part of the state that has been ravaged. A cattle market that has not operated in 10 years. He says it's operating now. That's around Gwari, that area, if you are going towards Lagos. He said, Giwa local government, where there have been a lot of violence, I've brought that down. He said, whatever El-Rufai is saying, said, I don't even hear it. What do you think?
You see, Uba Sani is saying what he's saying because he knows what he's doing. But that's not to say that he does not have a El-Rufai time. I mean, that is it's not good for the ear because we know the history of Uba Sani and El-Rufai. You know, yes, El-Rufai is being, Uba Sani is being matured in his approach to his relationship with El-Rufai. El-Rufai also is also being matured on both sides. Yes, where the statement that I don't have his time, it would not amount to say that it's an insultive statement, but it shouldn't be coming from Uba Sani, considering the role El-Rufai has played.
But this as a result of the fact that El-Rufai said that his loyalists were being persecuted.
Yes, if he says so and he has evidence, so.
Of course, one of his former commissioner
was arrested and more and more being haunted by the security agents. So he knows what he's saying, and these were all in the same political family. If El-Rufai were to be like Wike, who is as violent as Wike, the story would be different. El-Rufai is only merely saying that, look, you are terrorizing my people. It's not right. He said you don't have, but is it true that you are actually haunting his supporters? He should answer that question.
Okay, what do you think?
No, to be honest with you, I've been finding it difficult to believe Sani Uba and El-Rufai are quarreling. I've always thought maybe it's a media show or theatrical appearance to help to not allow Tinubu fight.
Like what Fahimi said.
Survival mode for Uba Sani. Yeah. I don't quite sincerely think Uba and El-Rufai at the right time will know.
I want to agree with you. I think they are just acting drama.
I don't agree with both of you. I think there is a fight and the fight is raging.
It's all right.
Well, very well.
It's all right.
Yes. It's only that what I think is that Uba Sani is just being civil about it. At the moment you are reverting a lot of things that I've done. Come on.
I don't think El-Rufai is fighting back, so...
No. El-Rufai is in the state. He's being civil about what
he's doing. Let me give it to El-Rufai on this case.
Yes.
I like that he has left
the states.
He's not a governor, he's not a governor.
Yes.
He's interested in the next election at the federal level. Or what's going to happen, who is going to support, who is going to be with, and all that. And you can see the coalition
that is mostly together.
Yes, putting together to ensure that Asiwaju, is challenged fairly, in the next election. That is what people should be doing. If Wike in his own want to be supporting Asiwaju, fine, rather than turning your own state
into a war
zone. Telling that if they fight, you two can fight. Yes. Your own state. Abba.
As if he's not immortal.
You don't turn that woman for Bible when they say the pikin, let them divide the child.
Yeah.
Take your own, let me take my own. Abba.
It's like you go Bible school.
Of course.
Okay, so El-Rufai on his part, he's also not minding Sani Uba.
Yeah.
He's
If
doing his own
father
thing.
is not minding something,
Yeah, exactly. He's doing what he's doing. He's cutting Atiku. Everybody can be cutted.
Everybody.
I will be and tell them, come on, guys.
Ralph
Arabeshola. Do you understand? And that-
In politics, you don't discard anybody.
Yeah.
Inclusiveness is better for you than exclusiveness.
Yeah. You see, both Yoruba, Igbo,
Yes.
Hausa, and there's one except I saw from his book, the things Obasanjo told me, that I'm smart, I think too much, you don't understand, and all that. So he's trying to woo everybody.
Yes.
He said there's a new party here, come.
It's actually not a new party, it's the oldest party. SDP is the oldest party in Nigeria today. The party that brought MKO Abiola.
In
They have the structure to do what they want to do.
I think
Let me tell you,
I think SDP
Yes.
as a party. If there's anybody from SDP hearing me, they should come and take care of their publicity.
you see what El-Rufai is doing is this. What El-Rufai is doing is
We are
this.
speaking for the people for now.
What El-Rufai is doing is this. That look, we don't need to form a new political party. We already have a party here, well organized with perfect, manifestos and ideology that we can run with.
And has been
that,
tested.
Yeah, that fitted into all we have been thinking. Yes. So that SDP is the way to go. Don't even bother yourself. Just come in, let's join force and form a formidable force here. That's what it is.
And sincerely, if you look
Well,
at...
is it me people are convincing all the whole Nigerian?
Not a conversation. We're just talking. You brought it up. We're just talking about it. You don't want us to talk about what you brought up, but you only want us to condemn.
SDP needs to come and contact you guys.
You see, one thing with talking to the public is credit should be given where credit has
should be
been
given.
earned. Yes. You
It's
understand?
objectivity.
Yeah, so credit should be given where credit is earned. That is it. For if you see the national chairman of SDP, Shehu Garba, is a man of character. Go and look at this pedigree. Go and look at this pedigree. So when such thing happens, we shouldn't just say, oh, because it's politics. No. When people do good, you give them the credit.
Yes. Do you think that this cloud of opposition that is gathering will give Asiwaju a good fight? Stemming also from the fact that River State is in disarray.
See, the national chairman of SDP, Shehu Garba, has said it before that any government that's face opposition within 2 years of, it
doesn't
survive. So it shows clearly to you the way SDP came up overnight that it's a formidable force that will face Tinubu squarely in 2027. And it's a good thing. The Tinubu Ali had claimed that Tinubu owned SDP and all of that. Let them underrate SDP for their own good. I want to say to their own peril. Let them underrate.
Okay, so let's look at this analysis. Kano State NNPP is having a lot of issues. Lagos State has had issues. It looks as if it's quiet now, but I can tell you the clouds may still be there. River State is on the hot burner as we speak. These are three key states that when you get them, you've gotten the presidency, so to speak. Of course, you still need some other states coming.
Okay, now in the last election, even though Asiwaju lost Lagos, but a chunk of his votes also came from there.
In Lagos, right?
Yes. Sure, the votes he got from Lagos is even more than the ones he got into many other states, you understand?
Two states put together.
Two states even put together. So he still needs that. Even though he lost, the loss was just a marginal thing, okay? Although Biscamp claim, let's leave those thoughts.
The truth is that
he needs Lagos.
What you said is very true. If for the first time in history, the State House of Assembly was having problem. The State House of Assembly was invited to the seat of power in Abuja here to resolve the issue. It's first in history in this country. The Lagos State House of Assembly will have issue within themselves, not with the governor.
And they gathered the whole of the Southwest elders to solve the issue.
Problem. And the president had to summon them to his office to resolve it. That's to tell you that the issue might not be over yet.
And if as formidable as they were before, he lost to Obi. Now that you have disgruntled people, because this fracas that happened in the State House of Assembly in Lagos State, no matter how you look at the resolution where they occupy now,
It has shown their weakness.
they are divided.
They are already division.
They are divided and fractionalized.
Because in some of the members' messages to Miranda, when she was stepping down,
Yes.
it was quite emotional.
Yes.
That means we don't accept what is being done.
Yes.
But for the sake of peace.
Let's just go ahead. Those people will not willfully work for Asiwaju the way he thinks. Because mind you, the electoral map of electoral timetable has the states, except it's changed now.
2 weeks.
Yes, differently. So it's not going to be like it's expected. He needs Lagos.
Then
And
NNPP.
you mentioned Rivers State.
Yes.
Rivers State, which should be peaceful now, because mind you, we saw it in IREF. A host, many result sheets from Rivers State they were
altered.
So now speed they take clean up. So you can see how rough it was looking. Looking like what you use speed and use all that to.
Then NNPP.
You know when we were talking about people El-Rufai were weighing to come into SDP. Kwakwaso is one of them, and that's NNPP.
Exactly.
And that's Kano State.
Exactly. So there are people that will also have
That's why I'm telling you that Wike is not really helping Asiwaju by turning Rivers into a war zone.
No, I think they already know that Rivers is important to the president.
But he's going about it wrongly. What they needed to do was to cut Fubara. All what they needed to do was to cut
And
Fubara.
off camera, I was telling you one of the things Jonathan did wrong was the fact that he didn't cut Amici.
Yes.
I said, if I was him
Yes.
at that time,
Yes.
I would do what Obasanjo did.
Yes.
Obasanjo knelt down and begged Atiku.
That was
Begged the Bori, begged Alamisi, begged Just, yeah, they are finished.
And what they are not minding in this thing in River, I know we're always going back to River because we're among the states you mentioned. Fubara is a governor. He's above the law.
Yes.
If Fubara commits murder today, you have to wait.
Yeah. 4
until
years.
being governor.
Or 8 years.
He can go and demolish those people's personal
All of
houses.
them.
All of them.
He will carry caterpillar and bring their buildings down and pursue them.
And Obi is one of those people. El-Rufai is talking to, and Obi has been very, very prominent in the north. During this Ramadan, he has been breaking fast with most Muslims. The recent one was in Oka, where he broke the fast with the Muslim faithful in Oka, and he said to them, look, he is aware of your problem. I know why there's problem in your place. The insecurity and so on that is happening in the north is due to the poverty. When the country, the government was stable and things were right, the north is known for food production.
Yes.
What does that tell you? That it shows that, look, the effort of El-Rufai is not in vain. It's already yielding dividends.
Wow. I've always told you guys, El-Rufai is the factor.
No, we said that he's a
Underestimate him at your expense.
Yes.
That you're good.
And in as much as people are saying, because he wasn't given a minister, that is why he was reacting. But the evidence on ground shows that even people themselves are reacting.
Yes.
The people in the north are reacting. People in the south are also reacting.
People everywhere are reacting.
People are reacting.
El-Rufai also said that, look, they are ministers today who paid for the slot.
Which is true.
He said they bought it, so that's why they are not performing.
That's why they are not performing.
They have to work for their money. And it's in the open that this present administration were collecting money
now,
to give people appointments.
Putting it side by side with what APC flaunted to us in 2014, 2015, they are coming to fight corruption.
Yes.
Now, corruption becoming worse. Is El-Rufai wrong by saying that APC has deviated from the mantra?
No.
Not at all. And they were talking about the other when he said Buhari gave us corruption, but Tinubu has taken it to another level, and the presidency were attacking that. What about his presidency? I think for the time we have returned to democracy, Obasanjo government is still one of the best governments.
It's almost yes. It's one of the best.
So
It's the best.
It's continuation of Obasanjo.
Yeah, it was a continuation of Obasanjo.
So if even good luck is also
better.
In fact, you can't compare any of those.
All the PDP eras, you can't compare them with all these APC eras. That's a fact.
And they were saying they were coming to fight corruption, and corruption has escalated.
Now corruption is fighting them.
No. So they are living in corruption. It's not fighting. They are living in it.
Now there was Obi went to one of the mosques in Oka and broke iftar with them and told them that the reason for a lot of poverty is because of this insurgency. And truly, for the north that I know, I schooled in Ahmadu Bello University, and I know how farming is sacrosanct to them, and how food can come out. And one of the things that has pushed things up is because the food production is low. The harvest is
people
quite
cannot
low.
access their farmland.
People cannot access their farm. And most of the time, I've always said it, that the insecurity level is downplayed in the media to make it look as if things are... The army is trying. The police and all the security agencies, they are doing a lot. But a lot still needs to be done.
When it comes to this insecurity, had it been Buhari paid attention to it? Buhari came with the promise to crush Boko Haram within 6 months. All we knew before Jonathan was all we know was Boko Haram operating in Sambisa and some part of Maiduguri. That was the worst. That was all we knew, and that was what led to them removing Jonathan in the name of insecurity. And even at that, elections were conducted in all those areas in Borno State
peacefully.
There were the issues of kidnap on the highway, people's farm,
it disappeared.
All over the nation was not there during Jonathan time. The only insecurity we had during Jonathan time was in Borno State,
Sambisa,
and a few south. Just Borno State. Sambisa was in Borno State. So during Buhari, it spread into farms. It spread into every state, spread to all those states, spread to everywhere.
To Katsina, to Zamfara,
to Kebbi, now in Sokoto.
Spread into southern states, Delta, everywhere.
In fact, Enugu State was on the news
now,
recently.
I see what you coming and trying to challenge them. It's looking like he's doing well. Yes, he's better than Buhari. Buhari left them unattended.
Yeah.
So what will be said is not far from the truth, because it's poverty that will lead to insecurity. They made the people to be poor, so that the people will have no choice but to do whatever they can do to survive. These people that go for kidnapping and all of that, most of the people that go for the food soldier, they are not the beneficiary. There are some people who are using them, but that gives them money to survive. So if you remove, poverty, if you're able to provide means of people to provide for themselves, if the government have a policy that cannot provide employment, job opportunity, and all of that, people are getting engaged. Nobody will think of crime. If in the morning you wake up to go to job, you come back tired, you sleep, and at the end of the month, you are sure of your pay, you are sure of your daily bread and your children's school fees. Your people in the village can go to the farm and do their farm and all that.
Things will be like this.
Yeah, I think Obi is right. There's no doubt poverty, shoots crime up. At least basic crime, what we call violent crimes. Poverty many research has shown that poverty has a way of pushing violent crimes up.
Because people are struggling for survival.
But unfortunately, a lot of crimes we have that is bringing our nation down are not committed by poor people. They are committed by rich people in offices. They are committed by government officials. They are committed by governors.
But we don't look at it.
They are committed by legislators, and it's their own crime. It's their own crime that's actually fueling this other basic crime that we see as crime.
This poverty.
This poverty-driven crime.
Yes.
It is these people, that is the basis. These are the people that brought the poverty that is fueling this order of their crime. So it still behoves on us to destroy this crime at a higher place.
That crime is actually corruption.
Yes.
So until we address corruption, there are a lot of things that we are not going to see.
And that is why El-Rufai is mobilizing everybody to SDP so that they can rescue power from this present government and bring in the ideas of IDP, of social justice, to the society.
We have
wherein the manifesto of SDP that believe in egalitarian society will be implemented in this country.
I agree with you. Completely, we have to arrest these crimes in the courts, the crimes in the judiciary, where a book written about the judiciary or what happened there has to be truncated, has to be stopped from selling. We have to arrest this crime where you have to pay to a judge in order to get a judgment. These are the people that should set the nation aright. Somebody said, that the court doesn't operate in isolation. That was why that the corruption in the society also affects the court. I say it's kind of inflates the essence of the court. Because these people, we acknowledge first that there was crime. That's why you were selected as people that are separate from this to help us to not be influenced by any of this. So now saying that the corruption in the society is influencing you in giving the judgment means you have been defeated. So we don't want a defeated court. We don't want a defeated judiciary. We don't want a defeated law enforcement agency. We don't want a defeated governor.
Because
we don't want a defeated legislator who wants to go and impeach a governor, not because right in your heart you really wanted the governor to be impeached, simply because a godfather somewhere or somebody somewhere wants that governor impeached. We don't want defeated people, because once you are defeated, poverty will find its way.
Okay, let's look at Okonkwo's statement. The spokesman for Obi during the last election in 2023. He says, I will support a new candidate or from the south, or I will support somebody from the north that is ready to do 4 years. Now, in supporting somebody from the north to do 4 years, there are no laws that go...
The south, 4 years. He said south.
No, he said the south. That he will support a new candidate from the south.
South, okay.
Right?
Yeah.
But the reason he will allow somebody from the, or support somebody from the north, is if the person agrees to be in office for 4 years. I say, number one, this is unconstitutional. And by principle, the person can just say, oh, yes, I will do 4 years. But of course, you know what power means.
You see, Okonkwo should not be taken serious. That's my opinion. You see, why is he saying this? He's saying this that, it's a political permutation. Maybe if I want to run or somebody, why is it that he want to support a new person from the south, not Obi that he supported before? He's trying to, find a new job for himself. And he shouldn't be taken serious. That's my opinion.
Garba, you think he shouldn't be taken serious?
No, well, I mean, everybody has to be taken serious, because at the end of the day, you never can tell who has information that you don't have. I don't know what is pushing him to say that, but as the political equation is today, issues of zoning can be denied. Even within the certain states, alignment and zoning is being practiced within the senatorial zone in some form. They are not written down. They are not in constitution. There is this mutual way of living our life that is fair, which are not really laws per se. You understand? As Siwaju, Akeredolu, may he so rest in peace, said it in 2023, either 2022 or 2023, when they were doing Asaba Accord. Yeah. That where he's the governor of the chairman of the Southern Governors Forum. So he was the chairman of the Southern Governors Forum. That any party that feel the candidate from the north will lose. He was the then governor of Ondo State. Such things like that, you don't just discard them. You look at what is informing them. As it is now in 2027, the best candidate for opposition is a Southern candidate ready to do one tenure.
Great.
I'm
in line with that. That's why that's why I said it shouldn't be taken serious.
Let me tell you.
Mentioning that, if a not ready to do 4 years, who you will put honey in his mouth that will say I will spit it out?
Let me tell you my take on that.
Yeah.
Political projection.
Yeah.
I think somebody like Goodluck Jonathan should be brought in.
Yeah.
To do for one tenure, because he only has one tenure.
If he's ready to.
If he's ready
he might
to.
Not be ready to.
If he's willing to. Or maybe some political arrangement with Obi to come in and do 4 tenure. I've always been an advocate of a president doing 1 tenure of 5 years.
See, I've always told you.
Jonathan, if you look at the 2014 Constitutional Conference, it was imputed that the presidency will be one term of 6 years.
Yes.
And then you go away.
Let me
that the pressure of this
election.
So let me tell you, somebody was saying that Obi may not want to accept 4 tenure. I say, PK, if I say you'll be president of Nigeria 6 months, won't you take? It's that people want to support you for 1 tenure is a gift among the millions of Nigerians. And people say, okay, go 1 tenure, we'll support you, and you don't take it, you are a greedy person.
Then you are not fit to be a president.
You are not fit to be a president.
There's what this senator said.
Is it your bet, right?
On television. He said, he told Akpabio, he said, you are not the only number 4 in this country. He said, all of us that are here are number 4.
Yes.
And which is very correct.
Yes.
Anybody can be the Senate president.
Of course.
And it's number 4.
So I think if the North are willing to queue behind the bill like this, SDP is galvanized, I say, go 1 tenure. If I'm Obi, I will take it. Truth is that in 1 year, 2, 3 years, As Asiwaju said, up to 1-2 years, those judging him against him are already judging against him. Those judging for him are already judging for him. In 1-2 years, you would have set the country in the right direction. Your first budget, we'll see your priorities in your budget. The priorities in your budget will let us know where you are headed. How much did you allocate to feed the people that comes to presidency? How much did you allocate to bulletproof tires to be driven by people? How much? So we'll check all those. How much are they going to use to renovate vice presidential house that he may not live in for the 2 years that you're going to renovate it first until they finish the work? So we're going to check all that. Your first budget, if it delays so much, by your first budget, we'll know where you're headed.
In fact,
before this, we would have known.
Let me even tell you the truth. In trying to sway who becomes the Senate president and the Speaker of the House, and the magnitude to which you do it, with monetary this, we will know whether you'll be a good president or not. Well, we've discussed all that happened during the weekend, from Obi to Rufai, River Budget, and to
and the rest of them.
Well, we hope to bring something like this next time so that we'll all jam it together. Well, this Steve News Insight will be right back.